Hey everyone, I'm Tony,
And I'm Kristen.
and we're absolutely stubborn. So we have another masterpiece for you today. Kristen found this one, so you want to give us some background on this?
This video that I found, they don't show the before part of what exactly went down, but it's apparent that the guy spilled, I guess, some food from his tray on her hair and on her jacket. And she says on her boyfriend as well, but we don't see the boyfriend. And she just goes off on him like crazy, saying that he needs to apologize. And he's just super calm about it, which kudos to him, because I think most guys would have probably gotten in her face and then there would have been an argument with the boyfriend. So he totally played it off really great, but
Yeah.
she goes a little crazy. It's a little intense.
Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to bring this video up, and we're going to play this. We are having some technical difficulties with the sound, so I'm going to try to put my earbud up close to the microphone, and hopefully it sounds okay. So here we go. Good Lord, he's even apologizing.
And then she says that she said at the end when he's like, I apologize. She was like, I couldn't hear you. Is that what she
Yeah.
yelled at him? Like, so how is that his fault? Because you didn't hear him apologize. You went crazy and he.
No, because she wants for him to stand up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, an apology is. Honestly, I would be pissed if I got food all over my hair and my
Of course.
clothes. And if the person didn't apologize, I would probably just turn around and make like a snug comment like you could at least apologize.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the extent.
Well, this
of
is in
what I
Boston,
would,
right? 'Cause
I
they're
would
in-
do. Yeah,
it's a Bruins?
She has a Boston shirt on, so.
So I've heard that they have hard people up there, and that they're very, not everyone obviously, but it's a very fight city.
Feisty
They're
city.
feisty. I don't know. I don't know if this is the
I
weather
feel like
or
people
what it
are
might
like
be.
that here a little.
I
too
think
sometimes,
major
but-
metropolitan areas
Yeah.
where you have a lot of just a lot of people in a small area. I think people are just tense. Maybe she had a bad day or whatnot, but bad day or not, that's no
that's-
excuse for that. That's
Yeah.
just that's insane.
And I think somebody's obviously trying to like talk her down from above.
Yeah, that's
like,
the end
dude,
of the
calm
video.
down or something. She's like, excuse me, and I don't even.
Well,
know what
so
she
here's
says,
where it gets really tricky as a guy. So if this were another guy telling you this, easy for like no issue whatsoever. You punch this person in the face, you fight it out, no problem. But in society, that would be extremely frowned upon, even if she's in the wrong. You know, well, we don't know exactly what happened before this. Maybe he's playing innocent, but it appears that he made a mistake, spilled something on him. We don't have the real, true
He seems to
backstory
have
here.
still most of his food on his tray, so
Yeah,
whatever spilled
it's-
on her must have been very small.
Exactly. So maybe she had a bad day. I mean, so assuming that what we're seeing here is true, it's extreme. It's a little extreme. So as a guy, he did the only correct thing to do. I think some people it may be easy to kind of lose fact that she's a woman, and there's no, even if she's as wrong as she is, if you just do anything else than what he did, any kind of just aggressive thing. Can you imagine if he just kind of like just pushed her hand? People would start be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
No, he
So-
did the right thing. He was
Yeah.
super calm about it. But I was cracking up because he's just cleaning her jacket and she's like going crazy on him.
Let's go back to that part because
And
it's
that
kind of funny.
part's funny because I just I can't imagine just
Yeah, he was
ignoring
cool.
this crazy person in my face and cleaning the person's jacket. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll clean it for you.
Jesus, man. And he's just,
He's almost like still looking at the game or whatever it is that they're looking at.
well, they're watching the I'm not sure if this is before or after, but here's the thing. So she says that he spilled it on her hair. I don't know if it's beer or the cheese or whatever he's eating, on her coat and even on her boyfriend's
boyfriend,
shirt.
Says, yeah.
So that's the part where it gets really tricky. So going back to the whole thing where if it's a guy, so if a guy is the one screaming at the guy, no problem. You push the guy off and you're like, hey, dude, what the F? And then you fight it out or whatever, it gets resolved. As a woman, this gets tricky. But let's say that she is so hyper aggressive that if he does any kind of let's say he stands up, nothing else, but stands up and just gets a little aggressive as the chick's boyfriend, then you're like, God damn it. So you're like, you have to, I mean, he should be pulling her off. I don't know where he is, but
yeah, I would be like, dude, like.
Yeah, but the problem is that there's, and it's happened to me before where I don't want to get into it, but the point is that a girl can get too hyper aggressive and then get in some guy's face, and then you're like, why are you doing this? Why? Like and then the problem is that, yeah, she's not going to get in trouble. You're the one that's going to have to fight it out with this guy as, obviously.
Yeah. We also
in a different scenario, but
we didn't see what happened beforehand. So maybe he was rude about it and now he's all calm because he knows somebody's video.
I'm glad other people are calling her out on this shit because he's playing it super cool. And
he is, but again, we don't know what happened before. So maybe he's playing it cool because he knows it's being filmed.
But everybody else may have seen
she goes
this.
A little crazy too. And also the people that are yelling at her from above, so they probably didn't see the whole incident of him spilling something.
Okay,
and
but
they're probably
I mean,
this chick is going crazy on this poor guy.
Right, but let's assume that he did spill. I mean,
I agree.
It gets to a point where he already apologized, and then she's just like stand up and apologize. Like she's trying to force this kind of dominating kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I still think she just went overboard.
Of course, yeah.
Could be drinks involved. There could be multiple reasons.
For sure, there's
but
drinks involved.
We just wanted to show you this video because I thought it was pretty crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. How does it end again? Let me see if I could. So she's going back and forth with the
other guy talking to her there. But she goes back to telling him to stand up.
So it's like stand. It's funny because she's like, just stand up and apologize like a man. The guy's apologizing like just normal.
He's still apologizing.
And she's like, look, she's like in disbelief. She's like, this guy's not standing up.
Yeah, like
and apologizing out loud, like she might be like a school teacher or something.
Like, what does standing up have to do with anything? If he's apologizing, he's apologizing.
Just to enforce herself, I guess, or I don't know. I never want to be in this situation because I honestly think that I would just stand up and walk
right away.
away.
Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like if I did spill on somebody's,
I don't know.
You know.
Yeah, I think drinks must be involved here, or maybe she's had a bad day, or all of the above. Yeah. But it's just no way to react to anything.
Yeah, I think people are just so, like you were saying, like so tense and so stressed and strung out that any little thing sometimes blows people up, which is absolutely normal. It's just how humans are at times. But I
love this guy back here. This guy back here between them two. He's just looking at his phone. He's like, I think he's recording the situation. You see him?
Oh yeah.
I want to see his perspective.
From the other angle. Yeah. We need to find his video.
Oh, that's great.
If you're the guy in the back of this video and you happen to see this podcast.
Please, if anybody sees that other side of the argument.
Yeah.
And everybody's just watching, but you know what? I don't blame them. Because if I'm those people, I'm like, it's not my fight. I don't want to get there. And it's a woman arguing against a guy. So the best case scenario, really what's going on here, the little bit that we're seeing, is the most that can be done. Yeah. He's doing the best. I mean, this guy deserves a freaking A+ for everything that he's doing so far. Not reacting and just keeping his cool. And then the people behind him supporting him, because all they're saying is like, come on, man, like just keep it, just relax. And he's already cleaning your freaking jacket. He's already doing what you want. He's already apologizing. Okay, so you want him to apologize your exact way. So you want him to apologize by standing up, screaming out loud that I am sorry for having spilled.
For spilling on you.
Yeah,
I wonder where the boyfriend is.
Guess
maybe he just doesn't want to get involved. He's like, fuck
maybe
that.
He's the guy he's the guy with the hat recording it.
He's like, oh my gosh, yeah, either he doesn't want to get involved. He's like, my girlfriend's crazy. Like he knows she's a little crazy, and
can you imagine?
Like, fuck it.
I couldn't deal with that. If this is how she is at a sports, like just for like a any kind of like,
I'm relatively calm.
yeah, that's why we're together.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with that.
I do have a short temper for rudeness. Actually, yesterday we went to the Coconut Grove Art Festival, and it closed at 5, and we were just sitting with the kids taking pictures, and he was on, our oldest one was on the swing, and the girl just came up and was like, it's closing, I'll allow one more picture. And I had to take a deep breath because one, nobody came up to us to tell us that they were closing, please leave. Where we were sitting was like this little bar set up. The people there cleaning never said it's closing, can you please leave? So I'm like, why do people have to be so rude? Because all she had to say was come up to us and say, hi guys, I apologize. Can you please hurry up because we're closing now?
Yeah.
That would have been the right way.
Of course.
And right away she was rude. And I stayed quiet at first, and then I couldn't help myself. And I was like, you could say that a little bit nicer. You don't need to be so rude about it. We're just about to leave. And she's like, oh, I said it nice. I could say it more rude.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, no, you are being rude. I said, because nobody came up to us to tell us that you guys were closing, and you could have said it nicer. And she was like walking away. Like, I don't even know what she said.
Well, some people have that,
I feel like people are just so rude. They don't know how to talk to people. So I do have like a short, but I don't go crazy. I didn't like go up to her face and go crazy.
Apologize,
I apologize to my children. Thankfully my kids are small enough and they didn't really notice the rudeness, but that was super, super rude of her. To come up like
What's that syndrome that they say that, for example, they say that some cops have it, like it's not dominating, but there's some sort of like a...
Oh my God, we're so bad with this. I am horrible with this. It's like...
yeah, when you basically have power, like an abuse of power or something.
Yeah, I forget the saying.
Yeah. So basically, I think people have
like
that
authority, and you think that you can just tell people, talk to people a certain way, like... belittle them because you think
just because you have a little bit of power. So you could be a boss, and you just because you have a taste of power, and you can kind of I'm sure that's probably the most obvious abuse of this power is some sort of a boss who's a jerk and just takes advantage of the fact that he can say when you can punch in or punch out or something.
Yeah, there's people like that too.
So I think that happens a lot. Like that's the perfect case scenario. Like, so this person probably had a bad day, who knows
they've
what.
been there for 3 days. This was the last day. They're closing. I feel like everybody at the end was like, all right, we're closing. I felt like they were like, we're done. We've been here for 3 days, X amount of hours, we're done. But I mean, there's just a way to talk to people. No, like I said, nobody came up to us to say, oh, I'm so sorry, we're closing. So I actually had just told my mom, I'm like, I think it's done. And she's like, yeah, I think it's done. I think that's it. And I just called out my son's name and said, come on, let's get ready to go, when she walks up and like says that so rudely. So I was just like, like there's a nice way to say it to people. You could have just said, I'm so sorry, we're closing, guys, can you wrap it up? That would have been fine. I would have been like, oh, we were just getting ready to leave,
Yeah, I mean, not to excuse rudeness, because there's no excuse for it ever, but there's always a way to say things. But you also got to factor in, did they have a bad day? They're out in the sun. It's hot as hell.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, they were ready to go. They were tired 3 days. I get it.
It doesn't excuse it.
But it doesn't excuse it. At the end of the day, I spent my money there. I went to this event. We spent money. We ate. We were having a great time listening to music, and then you kill it at the end by just being rude to people because you want everybody, like, people are walking. Yeah,
but you can also you can't let something like that.
Oh no, I still had a great time. Like, I got over it 2 seconds later, but I
understand. I would be upset.
I couldn't stay quiet on that one. Yeah, I was just like, that was so rude.
All right, we just wanted to show you all that, and anything else to add to this?
Just be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind to people.
You don't have to be a jerk.
Don't go crazy. There are people that are jerks. Like, if he had spilled something on her and was like a jerk about it, I get being even more pissed about it. But don't waste your breath, because why even waste your breath on somebody that's going to be rude?
You know what could have happened here too, and it's happened to me before. You're kind of like doing something or another, that your beer's almost half full. It's full, almost to the top, and you're like shifting between people, and then you don't even know. You don't even know, and it's spilled, and that for sure could happen.
That could be too. That's
so
true.
But then that's even more of a reason to be, because I don't know. You see, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. So like, if somebody cuts me off in traffic, I think I've talked about this before. If somebody cuts me off in traffic, yeah, of course, nobody wants to be cut off. But if you do get cut off, the way I think the way I think about it is
Are they having a bad day, maybe?
yeah, maybe they had a bad day. Maybe their wife called them and there's an emergency. Maybe the
Yeah, that's
wife
what
is
you've told me
is
before.
yeah,
Like,
maybe
I
their
don't
wife
care.
is having a baby. You know, there's so many things that can happen that, and I'm not going to let somebody else's. And it's hard. I mean, I'm not going to say it never happens, but you have to. At least I try to make it a point not to be bothered or affected by other people's actions because maybe they didn't even notice I was there. Maybe they cut. Maybe they just. Who knows? So be kind. You know, put yourself in other people's shoes, and unless somebody's being an obvious dick, just you know, just try to be kind.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.